Hey, Dee, I have a joke for you.
Okay.
Did you hear about the banana that went to the doctor?
No.
He wasn't peeling well.
It's like dad jokes. I'm like, what would we call these?
Garden jokes?
Garden jokes. There we go. It's a banana.
It's a
How
banana.
about you welcome us?
Okay, welcome to the Garden Angelus, where we chat about flowers, veggies, and all the best dirt. I'm Carol Michael from Indianapolis, Indiana, where I have a suburban garden measured in square feet. It's about a third of an acre and many miles from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Like a lot of miles or close?
It's actually, I don't know, as the crow flies, 15 miles maybe.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I'm Dee Nash from Guthrie, Oklahoma, where I have 2 gardens in the country right now, but hopefully not soon. Hopefully that'll be gone soon.
We are Garden Angelus because we love gardening. We want you to love it too.
Yes, we do, and we aren't afraid to spill all of our gardening secrets, the good, the bad, and even the ugly. But let's move on to this week's episode. Updates. I have a big update I should tell people.
Okay.
They moved my estate sale to next weekend. So this comes out on Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think if I remember right, it's going to be Thursday and Friday. Thursday night, all day Friday, because they have found that more people come if you do it Thursday, Friday than if you do Friday, Saturday.
So that would be the 28th and 29th?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
That
so.
is a big update.
That's a big update. Okay, what about garden updates?
So we should mention we are recording this on Sunday afternoon, and I mentioned the Indianapolis 500 race because that's taking place right now, and the rain has held off.
Yes, my husband is watching it.
The
So
rain has held off, which is nice.
because they really can't race when it rains.
No, they have to they stop completely,
Yeah,
and then they have to dry off the track. And my poor sister,
hours.
condo sister, is parking cars with her son and her granddaughter to raise money for my granddaughter's marching band fees or something.
Yeah, you were kind of telling me about that yesterday.
They had to be there at like 4:30 and they leave at 4:30. So as we're recording this, they only have a couple of hours, but I'm sure that was not. Anyway, we have had a lot of rain this week. I think over 4 inches for me this week. I was kind of counting it up. That's a lot or close to 4 inches. But I did manage to get my seeds sown in the vegetable garden for like squash and green beans and all that stuff on Monday. And I managed to get the lawn cut on Friday. It got dry enough. I've
Man, you were
also
busy.
I potted up or planted out all the trial veggie plants that I got, all the trial annuals plus the ones I bought, because I took down these bird feeders out here and I replaced with hanging baskets, which I just put with like two, three kinds of yellow petunias. And yeah. And then
I have a question. Do petunias bloom all summer for you?
I will have to give them a severe haircut at some point. So that's fine.
I mean, it
Also,
helps.
yes.
Here, sometimes they just poop out altogether, but
Yeah.
occasionally that I can get. Well, Laura Bush does really well here, especially
Yeah.
in the ground. So,
Well, and I sowed seeds indoors for basils. I had seeds for 6 kinds of basils in my seed stash. So I just got to burn my saddle, and I thought I'm just going to sow a bunch of basil seeds. So I checked, they're starting to sprout, so that's good. But anyway, kind of watching rain and getting stuff done when I could. What about you, Dee? I know you had a big weekend.
yeah, after we finish this, I'm going to go outside and sow my zinnia seeds and plant stuff, but maybe not too much. I might do more tomorrow. I look tired because I am. I went to Texas again, drove 6.5 hours. I had decided that I wanted to attend this Rose Rustlers meeting because I really admire the Rose Rustlers of Texas. I think that's really cool. And they were having a scientist come in and speak about rose rosette disease. And the long and short of it is, there's more we don't know about rose rosette disease than in the beginning. It's
Huh.
highly variable. And he even brought up COVID. He said, we will all probably always have rose rosette virus. And he was a good speaker. And the biggest thing I learned was that they're using bifenthrin, which is bifenthrin, to treat for mites and in the scientific application. That's the same thing that we use for ticks in the tick pellets. And the
Hmm.
interesting thing about that particular chemical, it's a chemical variation of something of permethrin. And human beings have an enzyme that can break down permethrin. because of the way we're made.
Right?
And permethrin, well, originally that compound came from chrysanthemums, if I remember right.
That is correct.
And so then they turned it, because they can't just smush up chrysanthemums all over.
No, they cannot.
So they had to create a chemical. And then bifenthrin is a long-acting version of that chemical. I wish I brought my water in here. So there's that. And the meeting was held at the Antique Rose Emporium. And you might ask, why did I want to go to the Antique Rose?
I know exactly why you wanted to go back to the Antique Rose Emporium, Dee.
Because when I was at the Heritage Rose Festival, well, before that, my Bulgarian friend said to me, "You need this rose. It's the rose that they make rose oil from in Bulgaria." And I said, "Okay, sounds good to me. That'll be easy." And he even found it for me online at the Antique Rose Emporium, but they were out of it to ship it. But then when I was at the Rose Festival speaking, I met the owners and they said, "We have that in stock." And I said, "Oh." And so I wanted that rose, and so I drove all that way, not to just get that rose, but also to go to the rose rustlers meeting because I always wanted to do that. And then I got there. Well, I went there first because I just thought I should go there first before I check into my Airbnb because you just
Right.
and it's on the way. So I go,
Exactly.
and this young man comes out to help me. He was so sweet, and he says, "I don't think we have any of that rose."
Dun, dun, dun.
I was like, "No, no, no, you've got to have that rose because I called you guys about it." I mean, I've tried everything, right? It's not easy to find. And for those who wanna know, it's Cosmluck. It's not spelled that way, but that's how you pronounce it. So he goes, "Let's go out there and look." There was one left, one. That is the thorniest, meanest rose I've dealt with in a long time. So it better have really good smelling flowers. And
But
then
it
I
is
bought
your
4
rose now.
roses. Huh?
It is your rose now.
It's my big thorny rose now. I bought it right then, and then I bought 3 or 4 more roses. I bought some Cleome. I found Wendy's Wish salvia, which, is hard to find here, a new Cleome that's light pink, a new butterfly bush. Please don't give me a hard time about butterfly bushes. They are not invasive in Oklahoma. This is called Grand Kiss did I tell you Grand Cascade? I think that's right.
I think that you told me, yeah, you called me yesterday while you're on the road and
Sorry
had me
about
look that up.
Yeah. So I drove all the way down there day before yesterday, and then I drove all the way back, and I'm very tired. But I got a lot to plant. That's all.
Cool. Let's play favorites. Yours is blank, so you'll have to tell me.
Mine is my trip. I had a really good time. I
Good.
really did. I met lots of I okay, my favorite thing is that I met the manager of Antique Rose Emporium, and she is a huge fan of ours.
Nice.
She recognized my voice. And she just was lovely, and apparently they buy some of the books that we feature and
Cool.
shop, so that was neat. That was really neat. So she's my favorite this week. I'm not gonna say her name because she might not want me to, but she
That's
said that
nice.
that our banter and scientific information was so good, and I just laughed because I said, "No, we're not very" I mean, sometimes we're scientific, but only because we researched it.
Yes.
It's kinda cute.
So, in spite of the fact that I have a foxglove that's pink that is reblooming and this is very bad. I'll have to look it up on one of those sheets. I believe it was a trial plant last year, and I only get perennials from Darwin Perennials. So it's a Darwin perennial. It's in the pink garden and it's blooming. But Dee, I went to the greenhouse yesterday just on a whim because,
W
like, I
wait a
wanted
minute. Foxgloves are biennial.
biennial. Yeah, it
Yeah,
bloomed
you said
last year.
perennials. You get perennials from Darwin. I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure people knew that you got the
Yes.
perennial last year the biennial, got the foxglove last year, and it just sat there, and then this year it bloomed, right?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
it's bloomed both years. It came in bloom and now it's
Oh,
blooming
cool.
again.
It's cool that it bloomed twice.
But
Maybe
it's not
it
my favorite. I
oh,
went to the greenhouse on a little whim yesterday because I thought, well, I want to get one more geranium. And first of all, the mom got a Vago bed that's raised up and has shelves underneath. Coolest thing I've ever seen. And she's got it all planted up for vegetables and stuff. But anyway, they had a variegated basil there. And I've been looking for emerald towers because it gets long, very tall,
yeah,
but
tall
doesn't
and
really
thin.
bloom. They
Mhm.
had pesto perpetua, which is variegated, has like a little white fringe on a light colored leaf, very fragrant, the leaves, and it's supposed to get up to 4 feet tall.
I can't wait to see if it does that.
And so I'm thinking, I I
That's a
need
big
I
plant.
need to go back. I bought 2 and I think I need 5. Don't you think I need 5?
Sure. 3 too. But don't ever ask me that kind of question. I mean, I'm the person who bought a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I think you need 5. Sure. Are you ready for the question of the week?
I made it up. We didn't really get asked this question. I didn't have one.
Yeah, but this is a great question. You didn't have to tell that.
Oh,
Why does my plant need potassium? Why does my plant need potassium?
and
Because
remember, potassium in the NPK of fertilizer, potassium is the K.
it's the K, even though it's potassium. Right.
Yes, it's based
Phosphorus,
on the Latin word for
nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium.
potassium, K. So I looked it up, and potassium is really like makes the plant, the best way to put it is it will make a plant stronger.
Yep.
So it improves root growth, drought resistance, so they don't get as stressed out when it's dry if they have the proper amount of potassium. It aids in photosynthesis, reduces the respiration of the leaves, so it preserves some of the energy. All kinds of good things happen when your plant has the proper amount of potassium. And the reason we put that question in there is it relates to kind of our theme for the week, that and the joke.
It does.
So, and now the theme for the week is bananas.
It's bananas. You chose it. But I want to say something about potassium. It not only helps plants, it helps humans,
It
which
does
is
help humans.
why we eat bananas. And we also, well, they taste good too. And we also eat potatoes. They have potassium also.
We'll talk about that in the veggie section.
But we're going to talk about the insect of the week right now, which I had never ever heard of until you told me.
Well, it's not an insect, it's the banana
Outside,
slugs.
the creature.
But banana slugs are fascinating. I have a great niece, and it's like they adopt a spirit animal as their kids, and her favorite spirit animal is the banana slug.
Because technically it's an animal.
I don't really know, but anyway, it is the largest slug in North America, and I looked it up, and the National Park Service has a nice little one page on it. This thing can get up to 10 inches long, and it's found up in the Northwest United States, Canada, and up into Alaska, and it lives in the redwood forests and things, and anyway, it's constantly producing mucus to keep itself moist, and anyway, it just sounds like the
I don't
grossest
really like
thing.
slugs. They're really gross, but it is kind of cute. I mean, it's at least yellow.
But we should talk a little bit about if you have actual, in my garden, a banana slug, I would never see a banana slug.
No, we would not see banana slugs. We don't live
She
in the.
has a stuffed banana slug.
Okay.
You should get one for your little granddaughter.
Now, my little granddaughter was into sloths for a while, and so was my one daughter, Claire.
Yes,
Yeah, sloths. And I was like, wow, okay. Okay, so we're going to talk about just garden variety slugs now.
growing variety slugs, and how should you prevent them? And so, in my garden, see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. I don't really have a huge slug problem, but a lot of people that grow hostas, especially, they just get devoured. And so there are many methods. It's sort of like a trap and kill kind of thing, or trap and remove.
Yeah.
And so some people put little like cat food cans of beer, and then the slug crawls in there and dies. You put it down at ground
They love
level.
beer, I guess. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, and well, it's the sweetness of it, and then
Right.
you can put like if you have an old piece of board,
Mhm.
you can put that down on the garden, and then in the morning you go pick up the board, and all those slugs will have been attracted to the moisture under the board,
Yep.
and then you can scrape them off to wherever.
Mhm.
They have things called slug tape that you can wrap around like a garden area, and then as long as there's no slugs inside that area, they can't crawl over it because it has a sharp edge. Same with like copper tape, which they said is expensive, but you can put that around your precious plants and then they can't crawl over the tape.
Right.
And some people use dichotomous earth and things that have a sharpness to them. They don't like to crawl over
Diatomaceous.
sharp things. Huh?
Diatomaceous earth.
Diatomaceous. I don't know why I said the other thing.
It's okay. Last week I said something that was, like, not right. Diatomaceous earth, yeah, it causes them to desiccate.
Yes, and
It
then
also scrapes them up. Basically, we just torture them until they die. That's
or
what
you
we
can
do.
encouraging birds and other wildlife that will eat them, that's also a good way to control slugs. Again, that nature balance thing. So, anyway, that's
I
enough
have a
about
little at my old garden, I had a little bit of trouble in the shade garden just because it was shady and it could be wet. But here's the thing. I was going to say, if you do have hostas, if you buy the hostas, and I tell my clients this when I garden coach them, if you buy the hostas that grow upright, for one thing, that have stems and have the ridged leaves, those tend to have less slug damage than the ones that lay closer to the ground, obviously. And also, they don't like those wavy leaves as much as they do the really soft leaves because slugs have preferences, as do stems.
yes.
So
Yes.
that's just a little tip. If you want to grow hostas, there are some really good ones out there. They're
And then if any of our listeners live in the Pacific Northwest, have you ever had a banana slug in your garden? Because that thing would be huge. And
we'd like to know.
they call it a banana slug because it's a yellowish color, and if you see it on the ground, it looks like a banana. I didn't know if people caught that connection.
Okay, well, let's move on. You do the quote.
Oh, I gotta back up a minute. Life is full of banana skins. You slip, you carry on. Daphne Guinness. You found well, did I find it? Well,
You found
never.
it. Yeah. Okay, flowers. It's not technically a flower. It's a banana tree, and I've grown them a lot.
I have never been tempted to grow one, and so
Now,
I did
I've
look up.
only I've only grown them in pots. I never got bananas from them. I only grow the ornamental ones that are red, and I've had
Yes.
green.
So I'm just gonna show briefly Tropical Plants and How to Love Them, another
Great book for all of
great
us.
book. And
Mhm.
so Marianne will tell you that, that the banana plant, there is a hardy banana, let's just say this, a hardy
Yeah.
banana that strives to -10, and there's a house that I pass if I go far east to that side of town. They have a gigantic, I'll say, grove of banana in their front yard, and in the
Mhm.
wintertime, they put all kinds of straw and tarps and mulch and
Burlap.
stuff on it, and it looks hideous. And it's coming back up now, and it's sorta like dyed in the center, and it looks hideous, and
Mhm.
it's just, like, not a good look.
No.
So most people, when they grow bananas in the garden, they plan to if they're growing them in the ground, they plan to lift them out in the fall,
Mhm.
and Marianne would say that she has good information on overwintering, but she said they're high maintenance friends.
Yeah, they are. I've done them. I've overwintered them in the greenhouse once, but that was only once.
Well, she says you have to overwinter them vertical as possible. And so you dig them up, and then you gotta keep them vertical, and she said you can wrap the base, like, in wet towels and stuff,
Yep.
and then as
Too
temperatures
much work.
it's yeah, it's a lot of work. So, then the other thing about the banana plant over here, where did I mark this other thing? I marked something else back here. It's something important, just, oh, it's just a page about bananas.
So
They are prone here's the other reason that they would be a problem, like, in my garden. They're prone
Japanese
to
beetles.
pardon?
Japanese beetles.
Japanese beetles, you're exactly right. They are Japanese beetle magnets.
Yeah,
And
as
then
are hardy hydrangeas. They like those too,
yes, and
and they like cannas, I think, also.
but we don't let's not ruin this thing by talking about
Okay,
Japanese
let's not.
beetles so
Okay.
early.
So in the wind, they would be a problem here in
Oh, yeah.
the garden because the wind would just really scrape the leaves. I'm telling you, the wind this year has been unbelievable in general, and in this garden, I'm on a hill, and I didn't think about that when I bought this house. Now, would I've not bought the house because of that? No. Still would have bought the house, but
Yeah. So I did, some other looking up about bananas. They're in the Musaceae family,
mhm.
and there's just 2 genera in that, Ensete, Ensete, and Musa,
Okay.
and the hardy banana is Musa Basjo, Basjoo, words we cannot pronounce.
Really hard work.
Well, and I don't know. I think people like the look of bananas in the garden,
Mhm.
but it's a lot of work, and as Marianne wrote in the book, if you're wanting to get a sizable banana plant for the look, You do have to dig it up and overwinter it, and every time you dig it up, it gets a little bit bigger,
Mhm. Yeah, I
and
mean, I had a winter not winter. I had a jasmine, a beautiful jasmine, and I kept it for, like, 8 years, but it was getting to the point where it was too heavy to carry in and out. And the pot broke, and so it died, and I was like, "Whew, okay, goodbye. Goodbye, beautiful jasmine that bloomed for, what, 3 weeks, and then the rest of the time it was just green leaves. No thanks."
yes, and there's a certain art to cutting them back to, like, right above a growth node kinda thing, and it's just like, they're pretty, but I think I will enjoy them in somebody else's garden and not my own. But if
I've
our list
loved them in pots. I really do, the red ones. I think they're beautiful in
Yeah,
pots.
but if you don't have a good place to overwinter them,
Well, I just would throw them away. I didn't keep them.
oh, but
Oh, yeah.
Marianne likes to grow hers really big, so it makes a big statement in the
But that's
garden.
also because she's a tropical plant lady, and she wants
Yeah,
to book on it.
yeah,
I
that's
just
true.
enjoy them in the big giant pots and let them go, but I'm not gonna enjoy them anymore because I live on a hill. Alright, we both are not gonna have any bananas.
So if our listeners have any bananas, we'd love to hear your experience with it. Or if you see them growing around town, like I see this one, I'm thinking, why are you doing that? That is so ugly in your front yard.
Who knows? Are you ready?
Yes.
Quote, "My mother always used to say, 'The older you get, the better you get, unless you're a banana.'" That's Betty White.
Classic Betty White. May she rest in peace.
So funny.
Funny,
Alright,
funny
guess what?
lady.
Oh, how funny. You chose banana peppers.
I chose banana peppers, and then that was gonna take us about 2 seconds to talk about. So then I said, "Let's talk about some veggies that are high in potassium, like bananas," which isn't
Okay.
really a veggie, it's a fruit. But the banana peppers, we wanna dispel one of the big myths about banana peppers.
Which one is that?
The one that if you grow a hot pepper next to a mild pepper, your mild pepper will be hot. And like,
Mm,
no, no, no.
not until the following year.
If
And
you collect seeds and sow that seed, you're probably gonna have something not as mild as you want, but just a banana
and it won't
pepper.
even be a banana pepper, it'll be something else. Who
Exactly.
knows what you'll get? Yeah, that's a myth about peppers in general, yes.
'Cause I've got my hot and mild mixed out there, so
It doesn't cause a problem, does it?
nope.
Okay, and then veggies with high potassium. I mentioned potatoes, bananas, and then you found out more information.
Yeah, beet greens are high in potassium, that was the top of the list, and I don't ever think to eat beet greens
I
except
eat
as
'em
a
in mixes
microgreen.
sometimes, but not on purpose. Sorry.
Lima beans, I detest lima beans.
I don't detest them, but I don't wanna eat them.
I don't mind them if they're mixed into a vegetable soup, but I
Well,
don't even try to grow lima beans, they take a long time to harvest.
they're really hard to grow. They take a lot of work
Listen to us,
for a
because
vegetable that isn't very good.
the next thing we're gonna talk about is our classic high in potassium, Swiss chard.
Yes, Swiss chard, such a beautiful, beautiful vegetable for your garden, and if you like the taste of it, awesome.
Go for it. We are not eating Swiss chard,
I've eaten
potassium or
all the
not.
Swiss chard I'm gonna eat in my life, I'm done.
Potatoes, we've already mentioned, is a
I
high
love
so
potatoes, I eat them all the time.
I love potatoes too.
You can I you know, boil and mash them, stick them in a stew. They're delicious.
Acorn squash. I have not grown acorn squash. Have you?
No, I've never grown acorn squash. I mean,
My
I eat it twice a year maybe. It's really
my
good.
neighbor growing up, he grew acorn squash. And, it's one of those ones that's got the
It's
real
a
hard
winter
shell.
squash.
Yeah, it's a winter squash. You just kinda bake it the way you would a spaghetti squash.
Yeah.
Spinach has high potassium when cooked.
Oh, let me just say one thing about acorn squash. It's really good if you cut it in half, scoop out the seeds, put it on a baking sheet, and
Yes.
drizzle it with some butter and some maple syrup.
Oh, that does sound
It's
delicious.
really good. So I just wanted to put that real maple syrup, not pancake syrup, real maple syrup. It's really good. So, and you can also put a dash of cinnamon on top.
There you go.
There's your
Now
recipe of
it's
the week.
I'm s
Okay,
I'm
spin
sorry, now it's a dessert.
pretty much, and it's delicious. I
Ac
didn't say
okay,
put a lot on there, just a little bit, just a drizzle.
okay. I just wanted to clarify. Spinach, when cooked, has high potassium. Bok choy, I've never grown bok choy, but you have.
I have, I've grown it a lot. It's easy, so easy.
And then white button mushrooms was on the list. I have never tried to grow mushrooms myself. Have you?
I have, but not white button ones because those are grown on manure. I've grown oyster mushrooms. which
Yes.
come already studded for your log, and they're fabulous. And they're worth growing because you get like 3 harvests out of that
That's
log.
pretty I have never tried, what is
And
that
they're
called?
delicious.
Mycoculture? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Okay. Sweet
They
potatoes cooked. I have not grown sweet potatoes.
I have. I've grown sweet potatoes several times. They're really good.
I
I
like
have
them.
a
Oh,
famous picture from my blog and from speaking that shows the garden in early spring and then in late summer, and it's the joke is always things can get out of hand and it's sweet potatoes because
I have seen that picture. I have
yeah,
used that picture. You have loaned it to me. We
we
should
should
try to find that.
we should. Okay, tomatoes, yum when they're cooked.
Yeah. Peas, when they're cooked, I should have peas here pretty soon.
Yum. Broccoli,
Cooked.
yum. All good.
So, anyway, I was gonna say my new secret vice is Costco has a bag of sweet potato fries. They're so
Oh
good.
my. I bet they are good.
They're very good. They're
Okay,
cooked
my
in
vice is these little it's by this one company, and they call them hush puppy not hush puppies, they call them tater tots, but they're really not. They're about that big, and they have Himalayan salt and garlic and a bunch of stuff inside of them. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Potatoes. Mm.
well, these are cooked with avocado oil, so they're
So is
extra
mine.
healthy.
So is mine.
Anyway,
Therefore, they're really healthy and good for you.
yeah, sweet potato fries, yum, yum.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
When you have a banana in your hand, you hold a piece of sunshine, and that is by Unknown.
Unknown always has great quotes.
And then our book is Plant by Number, Design Your Dream Garden with 24 Step-by-Step Planting Plans. The only way that it relates to bananas is it's got this bright yellow cover.
That's right.
And, but other than that, I was looking in the index, and I'll just verify that I could not find bananas in the index. And that is because, Dee, I think this is a very interesting approach to gardening. This is if you know somebody that doesn't know a thing about gardening,
This
not
is the book.
well, I wouldn't say not a thing about gardening, but is new to
They know
gardening.
you're supposed to plant in dirt, and they know you have to water. That's all they gotta know. If they use these plans, there's no reason they shouldn't be successful.
Right. And if you think about the old-fashioned paint by number, and she talks a little bit about the history of the paint by number things,
This is
this is a plant by number. Yes, and you're holding up. So she says it's really interesting because you say, "I want a shade garden," and then you turn the page and there's a shade garden, and there's all the numbers of what to plant. And she does a nice thing where she has the plants and it's color coded. So, like for the shade garden, she has bleeding heart, bluebells, coral bells, hosta, and lungwort. And then you can see later in the book, she describes those plants a little bit. So you can go and say, okay, number 17, daylily, or I should have done one that was in this planting. Like number 7
yeah.
is the bleeding heart. She has information about it, the hardiness zones, very basic, good information. And then she has what she calls bench warmers.
The ones
And
that are supporters of the other
well, no, these are like optional ones. So if you want to
Oh, I
plant
see.
something other than those, she has the bench warmers in there. And I'm sorry, but she has in the shade garden, a bench warmer is my beloved pansies. I'm like, what? You made pansies a bench warmer? It better
Okay, so I really
darn
love
another one.
this. I love this one that is on page 85, 86, 87. And it's I want a container with lots of blooms, and that's the one I showed. And it has geranium, petunia, salvia, which yeah, there they are. And they have she happened to use reds. And then bench warmers are 4 o'clock, so those would get quite large. Pansies, there they are again.
Yep.
And zinnias.
Yep.
Our 2 favorite flowers are bench warmers.
On those particular designs.
Anyway, it is a cute book,
It
and
is cute. Great idea.
my
Great
daughter
idea. Let's put this up there. So you got a young person who has a new home and is wanting to get some flowers planted, or it can be an older person who's just never gardened. Anybody would enjoy this book.
yeah, they would.
And that
I
is
love it. I'm gonna give it to Megan because I think she would really enjoy it.
Plant by Number, Design Your Green Dream Garden with 24 Step-by-Step Planting Plans, I should say, by Stacy Tornio. Sorry, Stacy, if we mispronounced that. This actually comes out on the 26th, which is the day that the early listeners can get access to the podcast. And we want to thank Timber Press for sending us review copies. But
Yeah,
yes,
it was really good.
very good.
a good book for somebody who's new. And you know what? We need good books. Not
Yes.
just gardening is easy. We went through a stage there where we told poor people that gardening was easy, and it's not.
And then when they failed, they felt like they were
They were
dum-dums.
failures, and it's not them.
This is a great book, I'm telling you, and every time I open it up, I'm like, "Oh, that is a good idea. I want a garden with long-lasting blooms, asters, black-eyed Susan, catmint, coreopsis, purple coneflower." You built yep, yep, yep.
So I figured out something about the containers. Okay, the greenhouse is closed. They had their last thing yesterday. And I guess some people came in to see me, which I felt bad about, but I was in Texas. Anyway, what I was going to say is all of those drop-ins that we made, those containers that
Uh-huh.
had the different plants in them, it occurred to me the other day when I was putting together a bouquet from the grocery store that that's exactly what those containers are, and that's why they're so much fun to do. They are a living bouquet.
Yes,
Isn't that cool?
it is. Alright,
Ready for the quote?
quote then dirt.
On a traffic light, green means go and yellow means yield, but on a banana, it's just the opposite. Green means hold on, yellow means go ahead, and red means where the hell did you get that banana at? That's Mitch Hedberg.
True that. So what inspired this is I won't tell where, but I heard somebody telling somebody that they should soak banana peels in water and then use that to fertilize their houseplants. And I'm like, "No,
No.
no,
Mm.
no. That is absolutely not the way to do it. I think you'll just get icky water."
Yes. Think you will too.
And so I
Fun.
think you can chop up your banana peels and put them on your compost pile, and eventually they will decompose, and the potassium that's in those peels will become available to your plants if you take the compost and apply it to the soil around the plants.
Right. And I've even dug a hole next to a plant and thrown in a banana peel and it decays and it's fine. I mean, that's, but the idea of putting it in water is gross.
So anyway, if you ever hear that, I'll have a link
Run.
to
Run from that advice.
Martha Stewart, which is saying, "No, that's not a thing."
No.
I had never really heard it before, but, you know,
I mean, there's a lot of bad advice out there. All right, do the next quote and then we'll talk about rabbit holes.
"The banana is the best of the fruit, a morsel of sunshine that melts in one's mouth." Anonymous. I'm hungry for bananas right now.
I had a bite of banana and Bill had some fruit with his breakfast and I had a bite of banana. It was delicious. This one restaurant we go to, they have the best bananas. I don't know what they do. It must be how they ripen them.
Yeah.
They're always perfect. All right, rabbit holes. My rabbit hole is well, I'm going to do a rabbit hole on that rose because I need to figure out where to put it that it, can be a supportive deal. My other rabbit hole is on my way back from Texas. I got tired of listening to music, so I listened to the Rose Chat podcast and I listened to 4 episodes. And that was entertaining as all get out. And I'm in a rosy rabbit hole right now. I'm buying new roses. I'm excited about my garden. And I looked at daylilies while I was there and I just couldn't get into them. And I thought, what is wrong with
Wow. Where's Dee, the daylily gal?
don't know. She may come back, but right now she's really into salvia and coreopsis and things that can handle the wind well.
Well, I would encourage her to go back to her old garden, and before
Mhm.
that sucker's for sale, just pick a few
Wonder.
daylilies and say, "You know what? I'm gonna take these with me."
I thought about doing that, but here's the problem. It's not the right time to plant them because it's gotten too hot. So
Oh.
they will rot. So, unless it sticks around until September, and I pray it does not, this would be a bad time to do it. I am going to dig up my Phlox paniculata though. The one that I got that looks like the one from the King's garden,
Yes.
Charles's garden. I'm gonna dig that up because it was relatively new and I have a spot for it. And then in the daylily thing, I'm gonna look on, and buy some to I'll put a couple in September. By then the zinnias will be tired. There'll be a
Yeah.
spot for 'em.
So here in Indiana,
Mhm.
the daylily people, unless it's just hot as blue blazes, they will dig
Right.
and divide daylilies all summer long.
How nice for you. It's paradise.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I still think
Yes.
I still think given that you have I'm gonna say you have well over 100 different
200.
dailies.
I have 200.
I would say out of that 200, I would take a chance even and pot up a few. I would
Well,
take a
potting
chance.
okay, so that's true. I could totally dig up a section and some fans and put them in pots and keep them all summer, and I'm probably not going anywhere this summer, so, yeah, I could probably do that. If I did, one of the ones I would probably get is good old red volunteer. It's old as dirt, but it's tall and it has blue-red petals and
I would look for the ones that aren't available in the trade anymore that you'd be sad to see not have anymore.
that'd be one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Alright, so your rabbit hole now
Listeners, when she says we talk about it, that's code for it's not gonna happen.
it might happen, who knows?
It's like I was at the farmer's market, and there was somebody, and they says, "Well, we'll circle back." And I laughed at I was the next customer, I says, "That means they're not coming back." He says, "Pretty much." Yeah, or, "Let me think about it." That also means, I'm not doing it."
Let me pray on it.
Yeah. So it's like they were selling salad dressing. You either buy it or you don't. It's not like circle back, whatever.
Alright, so what did you do this week?
So I went down the banana rabbit hole, and I didn't even talk about the commercial growing of bananas, which they always threaten that this is an industry in trouble because basically there's just one kind of banana that people buy. And if something wipes out that one kind of banana, we're going to be hurting on bananas.
I was walking on my treadmill on the iFit and I went through a banana plantation. It was like the coolest thing. You don't remember us talking about that, but we did. Yeah, there's only a few places they're grown too.
Yeah. Anyway, but I went to the half price bookstore real quick this week because it's been kind of rainy. Anyway, I picked up two old gardening books. One of them is
Yeah,
Rose Recipes from Olden Times by Eleanor Sinclair Road,
cool.
first published in 1939.
Yeah.
Now, you have that one?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, I have Rose Recipes from Olden Times. And then I found a very nice copy of An Island Garden by
Oh,
Celia
love
Thaxter,
that book. I have that.
1894. This
Mm,
one's I should have brought it's in a cardboard sleeve. It's a hardback. It's really nice.
okay.
Really nice copy. And then I went down a rabbit hole of Louise Riot,
No, it's Riotti.
Riotti
Mhm.
from Ardmore, Oklahoma. She's
Yes,
a
and so when I was driving back or this morning, you texted me and you said, "Have you ever been to Ardmore?" And I said, "Yeah, I was there last night." Because I was. I ran into the Starbucks and got myself something to drink and made a pit stop before coming home, and it was in Ardmore, Oklahoma, and there's a really great restaurant in Ardmore called the Two Frogs.
anyway, and it was also home to Louise
Riotti.
Riotti. Is
Mhm.
that how you say it? Because I listened to a YouTube video with and they didn't say it that way, but maybe
Well, maybe I'm wrong, but it's possible.
I thought they said Riotte. I don't know.
Who knows? Her name is spelled Riotte. It might be Riotte or
So
Riot.
I've got that all written and it'll publish on Wednesday. People can read all about her.
She was I will say this, her books are still in print.
Many of her book, not all of them, but many of
Not
her
all
books.
the one about moon signs, I don't think is still in print, but
Maybe not that one.
the famous one, Carrots Love
Yes.
Tomatoes. Roses Love Garlic. I had them both. I read them both cover to cover and underlined them when I was new.
Yeah. I have Tomatoes Love Carrots and I have Sunflower Lore, whatever that one
Oh, I
is.
had that one too, yeah. That was a good one.
Okay.
Okay, garden to visit, and you picked the Phipps Conservatory and Botanical Gardens in Pittsburgh, which is a wonderful place to go.
It is. And no kidding. I did a Google search and I said, what is the best conservatory in the US to see banana plants? And the AI assistant came up and said, no kidding, Phipps Conservatory. And I'm like, aha, Dee and I have been there.
Yeah, we had
2014. And so I went looking for pictures.
You do have pictures?
I took two pictures at Phipps, which is just absolutely ridiculous. But I have pictures of the Garden Com banquet. Do you know what happened in 2014 at the Garden Com banquet?
I think I do, but you tell me.
You won a gold award for your blog.
I did.
And I have some very goofy pictures of you grinning ear to ear. You were so excited.
Oh, I was so excited. I still have that award. That's one I kept. Yeah.
And
Still
I
proud
want
of
to
that award. You know why
I
I'm
want
proud of that award? Because I put a lot of myself into that blog.
Yeah.
and I worked really hard on it, and to have your colleagues recognize you for that was huge. Yes, I loved it.
I won a silver for an e-newsletter for Indiana gardening, state-by-state gardening magazines. The website is completely gone, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "I wonder where that article is. Do I have a printed copy of it somewhere, or is
You
it
can
on a"
reprint it because even back when they were a functioning magazine, they let me reprint all my articles anytime I wanted to.
They're not on the internet anymore. It's wiped. I looked. You can't find any of the state-by-state gardening stuff
No, it's
online
all
anymore.
he died. The publisher
Yes,
died.
but this
Because
wasn't in one of the magazines. This was an e-newsletter article.
yeah.
Tips for hiring a garden designer, and I'm like, "I need to look for that." I'm sure I printed it. That's
It
probably
was
when I
that was a great night. We had fun.
anyway, if you're ever in
That's
Pittsburgh
also the year my book was published, and my publisher was in Pittsburgh.
I did not realize that was the year your book
That
came
was
out
the
too.
year it was published.
2014. Anyway, the
2014 was a big year.
Phipps Conservatory, if you find yourself in Pittsburgh, you ought to head over to the conservatory to check it out because
And
it's
then you
really
need to
rather nice.
ride vernacular up the side of the
You can ride the vernacular up the side of the hill.
it's fun.
You
I
can
did.
see where it's like the Ohio River connects with the Allegheny River, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, but yeah, that's
A lot of rivers, a lot of bridges. And a lot of
exactly.
people think that Pittsburgh is ugly, and it's not. They've totally cleaned it, and all the
Yeah.
dust is gone, and it was beautiful and shiny, and I loved it. I thought Pittsburgh was a blast.
So anyway, I won't put one of those pictures of you being all goofy in the newsletter
I
unless
don't
you
care if you
approve.
put it in the newsletter.
Okay.
So many pictures of me online goofy. In fact, there's one of me at the Antique Rose Emporium looking goofy that I put up on Instagram. Who
Oh, I
cares?
didn't even see it.
I put it in my story. It's on today.
Okay.
Okay, so my garden commission is to plant all of those plants. They're on my front porch because I can't even sit in my rockers because they're on my front porch. I mean, I have so many plants, so many plants.
Well, I am pleased that I have pretty much I've been keeping up with planting, and I was
I
happy to
was
hear that
too until I went on this trip.
well, yeah. I I'm happy to hear you haven't sown your zinnia seeds yet because neither have I, and I'm, like, feeling behind. But anyway,
I did my sunflowers, but I didn't get those. And now I've got to rethink my design a little bit because now I have that beautiful cascade butterfly bush and I've got that giant rose that I'm going to put in the back.
very nice. So I'm gonna pot the herbs that I have, tend to my basil seedlings, sow sour flower seeds in the veggie garden, which I have to reweed that section. I have 2 flats of vinca to plant at my condo sister's house, and I had to buy them early because I was afraid they were gonna sell out, but I went over there yesterday and they still had tons of them. So and I think that starting Friday, I'll start fertilizing all the containers because 'cause I've got a bunch of new organic fertilizers to trial, so in other words, in spite of the cool, rainy weather, it really does start to feel like summertime now, and hopefully, it's not raining yet, but it's gonna rain here soon.
Yeah, I think we got 5 inches of rain. It was crazy.
That is crazy. So anyway, let's stop this crazy banana episode, wrap things up so we can plan next week. Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you for listening to The Garden Angelist. We publish every week on Wednesdays at 12 a.m. Eastern Time. Be sure and follow us on Apple Podcasts. It helps us get noticed by others.
And if you subscribe to our Substack newsletter, you'll get a link to listen to the podcast a day early and links to products we discuss. And it's really good too. Plus, go over to YouTube and see us in person. Full episodes show up on Tuesdays. I promised today not to yawn, and I did pretty well. So if you can't wait until Wednesday, you now have 2 ways to get episodes on Tuesdays.
And if you want to help support us, use our affiliate links. If you buy something after clicking through on them, we earn a small commission. It costs you nothing.
Or you can set up a monthly subscription through Buzzsprout or make a one-time donation through PayPal. You also have the option of pledging your support on Substack.
Thank you to everyone who has done so. It helps us pay for podcast hosting.
It was lovely to chat with all of you over the Garden Gate. Bye until next week.
Bye, everybody.